Hey, what's up guys? I'm Shun, FREERIDER. We have to keep studying nevertheless after graduation. And every experience always teach us about everything. Zaption provide us innovative and interactive lessons, and Charlie is chosen by Forbes 50th Education. So let's enjoy this video. So thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
It's very suddenly. I'm so sorry. So first, please tell me about Zaption.
Yeah, so Zaption helps teachers make interactive video lessons. So we're a startup based in San Francisco that pretty much deals with this problem of video for learning. So we know that people love using video, teachers love using video in their classroom, help people learn. But also just watching a video doesn't really lead to learning. We have a lot of research that proves this. If you just stare at something passively, you're not really going to get that much out of it. You learn by thinking and reflecting and kind of answering questions and interacting with something, not by staring at it. And so what we do is we help teachers take all of that existing video they're already using in the classroom and add quizzes and slides and discussions right on top of the video. So it turns the video into this interactive learning experience instead of just a straight video. And then the students are a lot more engaged. They get to kind of like focus and interact with the video instead of just watching it. And the teacher gets a whole lot of data back on like what were the students actually saying, were they answering the questions, were they viewing the video, that kind of thing.
What motivated and inspired did you start to your business?
Sure. So I started this business with my father, Jim STIGLER, and he is a professor at UCLA, so he studies what makes learning effective, what makes it not effective. It's called the learning sciences. It's in psychology. And so this business started actually when kind of sprung out of his experiences, where he was doing a lot of work with pretty much dealing with teacher coaching, so helping teachers learn to teach effectively. And we were talking about this and we were saying, wow, it's unbelievable how hard this is. They film video teachers in the classroom, right? And then they would send that to these like professional teacher coaches, and they send back a Word document suggesting changes that the teacher could do to become more effective in the classroom. We were like, wow, video is really, really hard to work with. And so we started playing around with like, what would it look like if you could do anything with video just like you could do with text, right? And as we played with that, we realized how important and valuable it was for classroom instruction, and kind of moved from there.
So what do you think about the education? Do you think?
Do you mean in terms of like about college?
Not college, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people have really strong opinions about college being a good or bad use of time. I think it's, I obviously, as somebody who works a lot with schools, I think that they're a really good they're a really good way for a lot of people to learn, so I'm totally pro-school. I also think that sometimes it's not the right path for everyone, so, it's spending this much time, not everyone needs to spend that much time or money on a 4-year college degree. But I think it's totally on a case-by-case basis, and also like, yeah, just depends on what's the best way for somebody to learn at a given point in time, right? And also we know that there's a lot of things that schools can do to get better. So school might be a lot more effective if we could just kind of like take the best parts and remove some of the worst parts, and that's what we're trying to help schools do, is kind of get better.
Yeah. what major problems do you think in your startup? Yeah.
So yeah, for our customers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much, I mean, the main problem is that we see this huge trend, right, towards all learning is moving towards video.
Yeah.
It's becoming like a core part of every instructional program. So, pretty much there's no university now that doesn't use video in some way. No school. K-12 classroom, high school, middle school teachers will send YouTube videos to their students. They'll project them up in class. They'll do flipped classroom instruction, which is recording themselves and then sending that to their students. So kind of recording the lecture and sending it to the students instead of making the students watch it in person. So there's all these different ways that we're using video. And the big problem that we solve is that it's not that effective. So currently everyone's doing it and it doesn't work that well. So there's this big gap between what we want to do and what actually works. And our big thing is we're closing that gap. We're making it work for them.
So what do you hope to achieve with your foundation in the future?
With Zaption in the future?
Yeah.
I think our next goal is that we want to bring this to a lot more places than we have so far. That's the big focus right now, is figuring out distribution. Because what we built over the last 3.5 years is a product that a lot of people really love and that solves a lot of problems for them and that we think actually improves student learning for a lot of students. So our next goal is to get out there and bring this to more people. And then after that, we have a lot of ideas for how what we're realizing as we start replacing some bits and pieces of their educational infrastructure is how bad a lot of the rest of it is. And so I think once we kind of get distribution down in the first place, we're probably going to want to spend a lot of time figuring out how to replace other pieces there that maybe aren't quite as good and still don't have a solution.
Please tell me about your dream.
My dream.
Yeah.
So my larger scale. Yeah, I think that something that's really important to me is helping people learn in general. So generally, I believe that it's really, really like one of the most important things we can do as a society to improve education and learning, and it's also really key to addressing a lot of like inequality and injustice we have. So things like a lot of bias is caused by undereducation. A lot of poverty is caused by undereducation. And as we know that a lot of blue-collar jobs that don't require a lot of education are just going away over the next 20 years, and they're going to be replaced by jobs that require a lot of education. So I see a big problem for the whole world in that sense. And my dream would be that everybody has an equal shot at getting a really quality education to whatever degree they think is useful for them. That would be really, really cool for me.
Yeah, it's very good dream. Yeah, this is very good education. So thank you so much.